How stupid do they think we Americans are? We know Jonathan Gruber has been to the White House at least 14 times, as recently as June. He has spent time with President Obama in the Oval Office, has received multiple government checks cut to him, totaling about $6 million. Gruber's name is in the Obama administration brief to the Supreme Court. That's right here. Gruber was lent to Capitol Hill to help draft Obamacare, and even Secretary of State John Kerry is in on it. He wrote a blurb on Gruber's comic book about health care, praising Gruber for his service and even calling his comic book fun. And in spite of that and much more, now everyone in the Obama administration, including leader Nancy Pelosi, act like Jonathan Gruber. Who? Oh, come on. You don't buy that, do you?
It's a very clever, basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter.
Are you downplaying his significance in,
We've already drawn some of the brightest minds from academia. Many of them I've stolen ideas from liberally. John Gruber.
I went down shortly after the election. I worked with the transition team.
It's pretty clear that the views that he's articulated don't reflect what actually happened when it comes to the passing and implementation of this law.
Essentially, most of 2009, I was really on loan from the administration to Congress.
Frankly, don't actually reflect what actually happened in the process of passing and implementing this law.
We had a meeting in the Oval Office with several experts, including myself.
I think it's pretty evident from these videos that he doesn't have nearly as much insight as it relates to politics or communications or legislature.
Lack of transparency is a huge political advantage.
People are understandably pretty tired of relitigating all the political fights from 2009 and 2010.
America is too stupid to understand it.
And Representative Sean Duffy joins us, a Republican from the great state of Wisconsin, I should add. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Greta.
So the Obama administration trying to run from him.
They are. They're trying to say this is actually just about Mr. Gruber. It's not about us in the administration. And as we all know now that Gruber sat in the inner circle in the Oval Office with Barack Obama, Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi, crafting the law, developing the lie and the misrepresentation. And the law is the lie is the law right now. And I think now that they're being exposed, they're trying to do the Jeremiah Wright, Bill Ayers. I didn't know him. He wasn't really in the inner circle. When we look at the law and we look at what Gruber said, they match up. There is no distinction between the lies that were told and the law that was written. And I think that's why this video is so powerful. One after the other.
Which video? There are like 7
exactly.
of them.
But all the comments that come out, that's why America goes, hey, wow, what he's saying is actually what I've seen happen in the law. They lied to us. They misrepresented to us what they were doing. And we're putting the puzzle together. And I think that's why it's so damning for the administration.
So what happens? I mean, it's okay. They're up to their eyeballs with Gruber, and they look pretty bad trying to run from him. And I've even added in the brief that on this latest case to the Supreme Court, Gruber's name appears in it. I mean, it's like, frankly, I don't think there's an American out there that doesn't think that Gruber's part of this, part of crafting this for them.
Well, first of all, the American people who Gruber says are so stupid, they actually did what the only recourse they have, which is the ballot box. They gave us a historic majority in the House for the Republican Party. They gave us control of the Senate. And I think now they want us to push back and fight back on Obamacare. Greta, I just got an email today, and I get them every week. Mary Jo from Hudson, Wisconsin, came out and said, listen, my health care premiums are now $800 a month, a $5,000 deductible. If you need a face to Obamacare and how it's hurting people, use mine. Fight back on this law, though, because real people are getting hurt. And members of Congress and senators across the country are hearing these same stories. And I think it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we fight back to repeal certain sections, but actually repeal the whole law so we can have a clean slate and get health care reform that's going to work for the American people. I look at Barack Obama, who distances himself, and he's actually told the lies. There hasn't been one truthful statement by the president. Keep your health care. You can keep your doctor. Premiums are going to go down by $2,500 for a family of 4, and the premiums have gone up. There isn't anything truthful about this law, and I think that's why the American people look to the House of Representatives and Congress to lead the country instead of the White House.
Okay, but what's going to happen is that the House will pass something in the Senate beginning in January, because the Republicans own the House and the Senate. It's going to go to the president's desk, and he's going to say no, he's going to veto it. And so I mean, like, really, it's like this is going to be sort of an interesting political drama, and we're going to hear over and over about how the Obama administration said you could keep your doctor, you can't keep your doctor. I mean, we all know that, but so what's going to happen?
So if you look at Democrats in the Senate, many of them who voted for this law, they lost their jobs. They were the dumb ones, not the American people. But I think the pressure is going to come to bear on those other senators who now see the misrepresentation of the law, Are they going to vote with the president, or are they going to vote with us to overturn his veto?
Do we actually think there'll be a vote to overcome the veto? In your wildest dreams?
Listen, I don't know how this new Senate is going to behave, but I guarantee you we are going to vote to repeal and replace. And I hope that when that bill passes and the president vetoes it, we get more Democrat senators to join us and more Democrat House members to join us to actually do the right thing, let the American people be part of the process, and I think that's going to be beneficial for everybody.
You know what I think is worse than the insult? I mean, so he said, I mean, all the times he says it's stupid. What I think is the most troubling part is how they use the lack of transparency to get things done. Basically, that's hiding the ball. That's where the deceit is, not the insults. And we've all been insulted, you know, growing up or even today or whatever. But it's like that's the part, using the deceit.
But I think, and it's just not in Obamacare, it's in Dodd-Frank. We had a hearing today on immigration and how there's going to be chain migration for those who are here just because of executive orders. This permeates the whole administration, who we know is the most transparent administration in history.
Yeah, we've heard that. Anyway, Congressman, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Greta.